Rule of thumb is if the movie's 100 grand or 100 million, there are just as many headaches. It's just they're a lot more painful. It really is, making a movie, I think everyone agree, is a very tough business. And the bigger the budget, the more people have opinions. And, a film is art by committee. It's really a matter of how big you want that committee to be. And it can get very, very big. I wrote and produced Bridge Terabithia. It was a very successful film, and it only took me 20 years to get it made. And and I had an inside track. I knew the gal that wrote it. It was my mother. But that also made it the most difficult thing, because when I met with distributors who were going to finance it, anyone who's familiar with the book knows some stuff happens in it which are not really wonderful. And so we got the money, we just have to change the ending. And I said, well, that's really not how the book goes. And the book is actually loosely based on me as a child, and so there was a lot of personal connections as well. And I said, well, no, what happens in the book is how the movie's going to have to go. And I was approached by many studios, and they found me difficult and went away. And in fact, Disney had approached me in '92, and then they approached me again in 2004. And they said, okay, you can still be attached, and we'll let you sort of fool around with everything. And we'll let the bad thing happen. But it still wasn't fun. I knew the first thing that would happen as soon as the ink dried is they would fire me as the writer, which they did immediately. My first meeting in LA was at a huge room with 50 people around a table, and the guy at the end walks up and he goes, all right, just the new writer. Everyone went quiet. Everyone's head went down. The guy looks at me all the way at the end. He goes, someone told Dave we have a new writer, right? And everyone shook their head. He goes, you're going to love this guy, Dave. He's top dog. Everyone loves him. Everybody wants him. He's going to do the rewrite. They paid the guy $350 grand. They fired him before his ink had dried. And I said, I'll fix it. They went, no. They hired another guy, paid him $400 grand, fired him, brought me back on to fix it. There's a much longer story involved there. But it's talking about art by committee and a lot of chefs in the kitchen. But I kept myself attached as a producer to keep control to a degree of the project. And I knew in the end I would lose a good amount of control. But I fought tooth and nail as much as I could. And as a producer, they couldn't get rid of me.